Good afternoon, graduates, guests, and esteemed academic colleagues, and welcome to the Graham School of Continuing Liberal and Professional Studies Diploma Ceremony. I am Jarquetta Edgiston, Dean of Students for the Graham School, and we are delighted to have you here to celebrate the students' achievements today. I would like to welcome Graham School's Dean, Seth Green, to the podium to get us started. Seth?
Thank you, Dean Edgiston, and thank you all. And let me start by just saying a huge congratulations to our graduates for 2023. And let me also congratulate all the family and friends who are here with the graduates, because I know you have vicariously lived through this educational experience, and so hopefully you are vicariously experiencing this graduation as well. Well, graduates, shortly we will be conferring your diplomas from the William B. and Catherine V. Graham School of Continuing Liberal and Professional Studies at the University of Chicago. And I wanted to start this afternoon by talking about what that University of Chicago on your diploma means. Because we are giving you this diploma in a time of great change. And I want to argue this morning that the education and the values it stands for has never been more relevant and more essential to your ability to contribute to our world and to live and examine life of purpose. And I want to start by looking at how this world has changed since we began giving diplomas in the 1890s, at a time when information was often only found in a library or in a classroom. And today, as you know well, information and knowledge is available on every surface that surrounds us, and you can have it read to you as you eat or sleep or run. And we are about to embark on a new revolution of artificial intelligence, where we move from a place where you process this vast array of information to a place where that is processed for you through pattern recognition. And I dare say that while this world has changed over the last 130 years, the enduring values of this university have only grown more essential to your realizing your potential. And I wanted to read what William Rainey Harper wrote when he was setting up graduate education at this university in 1890. He said, "The chief purpose of graduate work is not to stock the student's mind with knowledge of what has already been achieved, but rather so to train the student that the student may be able to push out along new lines of investigation." Put another way, and I'm sure you've heard this a few times during your University of Chicago experience, we seek to endow you with the ability of how to think, not what to think. And as you heard from Tom Ginsberg earlier, we not only want to help you in terms of that learning mindset, we want to surround you with a diversity of viewpoints and a contestation of ideas in the commitment that we have to academic freedom. And when you think about this world that we're in, where information and artificial intelligence is abundant, what you need more than ever is that ability to have a learning mindset, whereas all of that information and now artificial intelligence surrounds you, you deeply investigate it. You ask critical questions of it, and you actually can create novel contributions to the world because you think differently than what any template or rote knowledge might allow you to do. And so as you think about your future in this uncertain and yet vastly exciting world, I hope that you think about how this university has prepared you in a unique way to be able to contend with and ultimately transform the knowledge all around you. I also want to talk briefly about what the words Graham School on your diploma means, because this is one of the 3 founding divisions of the University of Chicago. And when Harper was setting up this school in particular, then called University Extension, he had what was at the time a revolutionary idea, that knowledge would not just be for those who could take off full time, but that it would be something that would happen across all ages and stages of life. And he wrote in this founding charter that it could even include evening classes for men and women whose daily occupations would not allow them to participate in the traditional college. And many of you, I know, are working professionals, and you've been able to accomplish your degrees alongside very busy lives. And that is a testament to a core value of the Graham School, which is that learning can happen anywhere, and that it should happen throughout your life. And I want to congratulate you on finding a way amidst your busy lives and busy careers to continue to sharpen your mind, continue to advance your thinking, and accelerate your careers for the future. And so congratulations, graduates. And so I'll close for now, I'll be back a little bit later, by sharing whatever your background, whatever you studied here, and the beauty of this group is we have everyone across so many different domains of study, and wherever you're headed next, whether it's in teaching or biomedical informatics or technology, I hope that you will continue to bring that University of Chicago rigor with you wherever you go, and you will live the university's motto, let knowledge grow from more to more, and so be human life enriched. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Green. This year, we've invited stellar students to represent their colleagues in today's ceremony. On behalf of the Master of Science in Biomedical Informatics, please join me as we hear from Iyanu.
Good afternoon, fellow graduates, esteemed faculty, our proud family and friends, and our distinguished guests. I greet the deans as well. My name is Iyanu Oluwakinyoju, and I'm honored to welcome you all on behalf of the 2023 graduating class of the William B. and Catherine V. Graham School of Continuing Liberal and Professional Studies. Standing here today on this stage, I get to reflect on our journey, my journey, and I remember starting with a cocktail of emotions, some thrill and excitement in the first days, but all of that started to change as the assignments and the projects poured in and made me very nervy. I remember sometimes dealing with culture shock and imposter syndrome and a few personal challenges. But I also remembered that the goal remained the same, and that was to maximize the resources available to us through the program. And some days that meant enjoying a free cup of coffee from the lobby at the Bleacher Center. I thank Aji for letting me know that was available. And some days that meant just having a sounding board with my friends like Ava and Ali, who were oftentimes people who I was able to draw strength from and encouragement to help me keep going. And I remember one of Ali's favorite lines that she would say, teamwork makes the dream work. Today, I remember, and I can confidently say, that an essential resource in our time as graduate students were the people who became our support system. I thank the deans, the administrative staff, and the program instructors. I thank you all for welcoming our questions, our requests, our reviews, our feedback. I thank you for always giving encouraging and constructive feedback as well. To our more intimate support system, our family and friends, who stayed in person or virtually, making sacrifices, and giving us strength in different ways so we could keep forging ahead in our journey. Today, we celebrate you as well. To my fellow graduating class, I'd like to say that please be intentional about celebrating yourselves today and in the days ahead. Hold on to the memory of days such as this when you feel like you're doing far less than you should be doing. I'd like to remind us to be mindful of the lifelong lessons, the conquest, and the joyful moments of grad school. As we stay committed to our causes and our career paths, let us strive to grow by identifying and leveraging available resources, no matter how little. Create opportunities for yourself, seek out opportunities that are hidden, and keep going. In closing, I implore everyone here to live out the school's motto and more. And by this I mean is that as we continue living the gift of the life that we have, let us endeavor to let knowledge, understanding, compassion, and our state of dedication to the right cause grow so that all lives will truly be enriched. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Iyanlu, for the great advice. On behalf of the Master of Arts in Teaching, I would like to welcome Julian to the stage.
Thank you, Iyanlu, for that inspiring address, and Seth Green for the warm welcome. Happy graduation day, distinguished alumni, guests, family and friends, Graham School and University of Chicago staff, faculty, graduates, and of course, the amazing faces in our Urban Teacher Education Program, Cohort 19. My name is Julian Villaseñor, and I am very honored to stand before you today as graduation speaker representing our UTEP program. Writing this speech, I kept feeling floods of gratitude for everyone that helped bring us here. First, I want to thank the UTEP team for being our North Star. Your guidance and support has been paramount, especially with the program ending in this capacity this year. I want to thank all the friends and families in the audience, especially those who have spent long nights alongside us working on lesson plans, reflections, or getting everything ready for our students the next day. También quiero agradecer a todos los que han venido hoy a celebrar a los recién graduados. Here at UTEP, we've had our fair share of laughs. We've also had our fair share of tears and frustrations. Above all, we've had wonderful moments of relief, joy, and success. The mission of the Urban Teacher Education Program is to prepare aspiring teachers for successful and long-lasting careers in urban schools in the city of Chicago. From the weeks we started as reading and math tutors, to the weeks we spent teaching in the classroom from breakfast to dismissal, we have all had time to make mistakes, learn, and grow as young educators. I'm sure many of us feel beyond ready to be in a classroom by now, but first, let's enjoy the summer. I want to spend a little more time introducing myself. My name is Julian, and I was born in the Little Village neighborhood here in the city of Chicago. I went to elementary school in CPS in Little Village, and I went to a public charter for high school in downtown Chicago. I was inspired by the amazing teachers in my life to make change and to believe in a brighter tomorrow. Their guidance ultimately led me down the path of education advocacy. While pursuing this path, my thesis advisor at Pomona College, my alma mater, asked me a simple question. How do you know what students today need if you yourself haven't been in the classroom? And that moment, what started as a potential career in education policy became into an entirely new dream, teaching. It was Toni Morrison that said, I tell my students, when you get these jobs that you have been so brilliantly trained for, just remember that your real job is that if you are free, you need to free somebody else. If you have some power, your job is to empower somebody else. This is not just a grab bag candy game. It is admirable because you all did not need this degree to teach at the elementary level in Chicago. You did so because you care about the children receiving this education, children like me. Children who come into school with messy hair and who never stop talking no matter what table you put them at. Children who look to their teachers for inspiration and guidance. May each of you inspire creativity and light into your classrooms, the same light you have shared in our deep discussions. And remember that we are fighting the good fight. Lead with love, lead with patience, lead with strong expectations, followed with more patience. We're going to need it. Let us not take for granted the experience we had in Chapin in our Zoom world. And may we always remember the joyful moments fondly, while keeping moments of growth close, as they have allowed us to learn more about each other and to transform into better teachers and human beings altogether. As teachers, we know reaction is everything. Well, we know prevention is everything, but reaction is huge too. Let's remember to keep the hope alive for ourselves and for our students. We need to be open-minded and urge for change while making sure we are centering ourselves and sustaining ourselves in the process. Thank you for believing in the future of our city, nation, and global community. May you always try your best, always when it is easy, but especially when it is hard. You will always have a teacher friend to call on when you need a hand, a shoulder, or help navigating Aspen. Go UTEP. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you.
Thank you, Julian. Can we give one more round of applause for Ianu and Julian? Lead with passion, lead with love. It was a beautiful set of remarks, and I think it speaks to the power education can have. Thank you. I want to now introduce our alumni speaker, Rosemary Mitchell. She is a graduate of the Master of Liberal Arts at this university and the retired CEO of ABS Associates, a company she co-founded with her husband Tom, who is here with us as well, to provide outsourced service desk support back in the early days of that moment for major corporations. Prior to ABS, Mitchell served as president of public relations firm Creative Communications. She served on many boards, too many to list, but I will mention that included in that portfolio is the University of Chicago Visiting Committee to the Division of the Biological Sciences and the Pritzker School of Medicine. And she recently began service on the Graham Council, where I have had the joy of her counsel and advice on a regular basis. And I'm so excited for you to now have the chance to hear her advice as you graduate. So without further ado, Rosemary.
Thank you, Dean Green, and good afternoon to all of you. When I received an email inviting me to speak at today's ceremony, I was absolutely thrilled and immediately replied, "Oh my goodness, why, of course, yes." My husband, Tom, was surprised. He sees me as deliberate and occasionally teases me about usually saying no first and then changing my mind later. While that's not entirely accurate, the fact is I started out in life actually at a snail's pace. I was adopted when I was 3 years old. I knew very few words and hardly spoke. As a result, I was diagnosed as slow and destined supposedly to be a poor student. I grew up in a blue-collar Italian family. My father, who had a third-grade education and couldn't speak English, was a janitor, and my mother was a seamstress. While I achieved straight A's in school, was a prolific reader, and especially enjoyed writing, I was raised to be a wife and mother. This was indeed the dark ages. I think my parents looked at college as a place for me to find a husband, while I, on the other hand, was excited about being a student. In the traditional and overprotective Italian community in which I lived, my exposure to the outside world was clearly limited. I must confess, to the delight of my mother and father, I did meet my wonderful husband, Tom, in college, and when he asked me to join a company that he started in 1982, at first I said no. I was convinced he simply wanted me to answer the phone and serve him coffee. But after his second and third invitation, I relented and I said yes. It is one of the best decisions I have ever made. Eventually, I became president and CEO of the company. I spent 30 years running a technology business. Being an entrepreneur is often a roller coaster ride of ups and downs, but also a very rewarding one. It was such a privilege to provide others with opportunities for employment, and over the years, to witness them grow professionally, marry, have children, and buy a home. Out of the blue, one afternoon, Tom informed me that he was applying to the MLA program at the University of Chicago, and did I want to as well? I was overloaded at work and replied with an emphatic no. But then I became incensed. After all, attending graduate school was always my dream, my goal, and not Tom's. Long story short, we were both accepted and decided to take all our classes together. As most of you know, the curriculum is not just rigorous, but also an incredible experience, filled with an abundance of insight and highly valued touches of great wisdom. Tom and I fared well. While we made sure each of us had the correct assignments, that's as far as it went. We're both very competitive and never shared our papers for fear the other person would steal our ideas or critique what we had written, or worse yet, get a better grade. We were, however, overjoyed on graduation day, just as you all are today. It was and is the culmination of a milestone, an achievement to be proud of. And the best news is the learning never stops. Whether it's attaining new skills or degrees, or soaking up new experiences, or taking an array of courses. Light bulbs are continually and happily going off in our heads. Tom and I have developed an appreciation for contemporary and modern art. Once we saw only blotches and squiggles. We now understand about the artists, the tools, and the dynamics of the time. We've learned more. There's more to American history than Paul Revere and his Midnight Ride. And we study the origins of capitalism, as well as the acquisition of antiquities, its mysteries, and markets. The Graham School has enriched our lives in countless ways. Here, there is an energy and enthusiasm, an intelligence, a determination, and a devotion, not only to the classics, but also to the needs and interests of today's students, regardless of age or location. How lucky we are to have this jewel of an institution and all the discoveries it offers to our curious minds and grateful hearts. Since the Socratic method is one of the cornerstones of our Chicago education, I thought it appropriate to close with a quote from our famous philosopher. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. So going forward, do keep those flames burning. Oh, and a final quote from me, based on my experience. Be careful what you say no to, because you never know where yes could lead you. Thank you and congratulations.
Rosemary, we are incredibly grateful you said yes to serving as our speaker, and your story speaks to the power of education across all ages and stages. Thank you. And it's now my honor to introduce Edward Rocky Cobb, who is one of the most eminent scholars at, of course, one of the most eminent universities in the world. He is the Arthur Holly Compton Distinguished Service Professor of Astronomy and Astrophysics and the College at the University of Chicago. He has held many roles, including Dean of the Physical Sciences Division. He was the founding head of the NASA Fermilab Astrophysics Group at Fermi National Accelerator Laboratory. In addition to more than 200 scientific papers, he is a co-author of The Early Universe, the textbook on particle physics and cosmology. He is also, closer to home for us, a beloved professor in the Master of Liberal Arts. And when I joined this university, he was the chair of our Graham Council and has been an extraordinary role model and mentor to me. And so it is a great honor to have you share your remarks.
Thank you, Seth. Graham School graduates, Dean Seth Green, faculty, staff, friends, and guests, welcome to the Graham School degree ceremony. And a very special welcome to any Swifties who just happened to wandered in looking for a good seat for tonight's concert. But that event will be about 6 miles north of here, at a slightly larger venue. Ms. Swift is resting prior to this evening's performance, and she couldn't be here this afternoon. But I am sure she joins me in congratulating the class of 2023. And if yesterday's traffic is any indication, you should leave for the concert immediately following my remarks. Well, it's been a long journey for many of you, a journey that started for some of you during a once-in-a-century pandemic, a journey that might have begun with in-person classes and ended with remote Zoom classes. The degree you've earned involved long nights of classes and study, weekends spent in class or writing papers, all the while juggling a career, family obligations, and other demands of life. I am really in awe of the challenges you have overcome. I have been an instructor in the MLA program of the Graham School for more than a quarter of a century, teaching 16 to 20 courses over that time. I've also been teaching undergraduate core courses in cosmology for even longer. I've enjoyed every single Graham School class that I've taught. And I would like to thank the 300 or so students I have taught for making it such a pleasure. Many former students have kept in touch and have become close friends. It is the students' enthusiasm, their passion for learning, their intellectual curiosity that draws me back to teach again. I really didn't know what I was getting into 25 years ago when I started teaching in the program. But that's only fair. Perhaps some of the students didn't know what they were getting into when they registered for a course that would include Einstein's theories of gravity, quantum mechanics, or questions about the origin, age, and size of the universe. But they eagerly embraced unfamiliar concepts that might have put them outside of their comfort zone. Finding yourself outside of your comfort zone is scary but exhilarating. Adult master's students will rush in where many undergrads fear to tread. Adult learners who have lived experiences seem intellectually fearless. Some of our remarkably talented undergraduates are hesitant to admit that they don't already know everything, like I did when I was 19 years old. Adult learners know what they know, and they also know what they don't know, and they know what they want to know. Many adult students have been parents, served in the military, or have had important professional responsibilities. Perhaps a 3-hour lecture Saturday morning on quantum entanglement is a breeze compared to spending 3 hours at 2 in the morning trying to comfort a crying infant or dealing with adolescent angst. Students bring a broad spectrum of knowledge to the classroom or to the kitchen table for remote classes. And students must write a final paper for my class. In this paper, I asked them to relate what they learned in class to some passion of theirs or some knowledge they gained throughout their careers. Papers range from John Donne's treatment of astronomy to canon law and the trial of Galileo. It is rare that I don't learn something from their papers. Sometimes I think that they taught me more than I taught them. Their varied perspectives and backgrounds enrich class discussions. Lived experiences may be the big difference between adult students and 19-year-old undergrads. Actually, perhaps the biggest difference is that in 25 years of teaching in the Graham School, I've never had a single student show up to class on a skateboard. The Graham School embraces the finest traditions of the University of Chicago: rigorous inquiry, free expression, and the discovery of knowledge. Let knowledge grow from more to more, and so be human life enriched, as our motto states. Uncompromising insistence on arguments grounded in fact. We have a saying in my department that whether you are a Nobel Prize winner or a freshman undergrad, you are only as good as your last argument. I love it when students challenge me. Your degree will not be the end of your intellectual journey. Whether the MLA program, biomedical informatics, threat and response management, or elementary education, you will continue to assimilate knowledge and skills. The degree you earn today is not the end of the road. Lifelong learner is a well-worn phrase, but learning should be a lifelong thing. Your appreciation of art and literature, your technical skills and knowledge will be different because of your experience at the University of Chicago. I know that the degree you will be awarded today will be a foundation you will build upon. Whether receiving a Graham School master's degree, an undergraduate degree, a PhD in some discipline, the rich and dynamic educational experience earned as graduates of the University of Chicago will have a lasting impression on you and will inspire you to pursue excellence and make a positive impact on your chosen path. In a world that sometimes seems to spin ever more rapidly, your educational experience at the University of Chicago, either in liberal arts or in some more technical area, will help you make sense of it all and make the most of it. Just as your degree doesn't mark the end of your intellectual journey, I hope graduation will not mark the end of your relationship with the Graham School. Graham offers many more opportunities for you, perhaps a summer trip to Oxford, an open enrollment class, or an occasional class in the basic program, or even better, I hope to see you one day in my class on models of the universe. Thank you, congratulations, and good luck as you continue life's journey.
Rocky, thank you. And what you said beautifully about the Graham School, I want to say back, thank you for your role in making it such a special place for 25 plus years. And building on Rocky's reference to a musical performer somewhere north of here, I'll ask the question, are you ready for it? We will now present the candidates for the degrees of Master of Liberal Arts, Master of Science in Biomedical Informatics, Master of Science in Threat and Response Management, and Master of Arts in Teaching.
It is my honor to present these students who have completed the program of studies prescribed by the faculty of the William B. and Catherine V. Graham School of Continuing Liberal and Professional Studies. They have been awarded the degree Master of Liberal Arts by the Board of Trustees. Will the recipients of the Master degree of Liberal Arts please rise and proceed to the stage to receive your degrees?
Hello. Did you hear my phone? Yeah. Where's your card? Omar RFA. Sarah De La Suz Carson. Matthew Cowell. Wesley Falkenberg. Matthew Dean. Alvaro Idiate. Sarah Hope Marshall. Mara Lynn McKay. Michael F. Pope. Tim Powell.
It is my honor to present these students who have completed the program of studies prescribed by the faculty of the William B. and Catherine V. Graham School of Continuing Liberal and Professional Studies. They have been awarded the degree Master of Science in Biomedical Informatics by the Board of Trustees. Will the recipients of the degree Master of Science in Biomedical Informatics please rise and proceed to the stage to receive your degree?
Iyanlu Olowa Akienje. Won Chong. Shong Yu Feng. Yu Jun Han. I don't know. Kelly Hines. Allison Irwin. Isabella Iwanicki. Mayur Khanna. Muhammad Aji Muharram. Crystal Kimbrough. Eliza Perchinak. Mazin Sabeh. Eva Sue. Tyler Theron. Che Woodson. May Wu. Caroline Yu. Jinyao Chao.
It is my honor to present these students who have completed the program of studies prescribed by the faculty of the William B. and Catherine V. Graham School of Continuing Liberal and Professional Studies. They have been awarded the Master of Science in Threat and Response Management by the Board of Trustees. Will the recipients of the degree Master of Science in Threat and Response Management please rise and proceed to the stage to receive your degree.
Zenotis Boyd. Kim Alamadi. Damon Arnold. Stephen Boyd. Olga Bresden. Teresa Daniel. Jeremy Jones. Brandon Lambert. Sure. Rashid Muhammad. Milan Nelson. Katie Norton. Chris.
It is my honor to present these students who have completed the program of studies prescribed by the faculty of William B. and Catherine V. Graham School of Continuing Liberal Arts, Liberal and Professional Studies. They have been awarded the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching by the Board of Trustees. Will the recipients of the degree Master of Arts in Teaching please rise and proceed to the stage to receive your degree?
Sarah Abdurrahman. Diana Adeniyi. Emily Brinkman. Jane Hogan. Madison Lennox. Caroline McHenry Little. Sierra McCourt. Camila Restrepo. Julian Villaseñor. Azarius Williams. Samantha Nicole Zeglis. Graduates, we would now like to take the opportunity to recognize and thank the friends and family who have joined in your celebration today and whose support of you has helped make this day possible. Graduates, I have to repeat myself. We want you to join in celebrating all of your supporters today. And with all of the mention of Taylor Swift, I figured I would take it upon myself to act like I'm a rock star and take a selfie with our graduates. Graduates, can you join me in a selfie? We were cute. I would like to share special thanks to all academic and support staff for your efforts, which helped make today's celebration possible. We now invite all graduates and guests to a reception located in the atrium, just outside of this auditorium. Guests, please remain seated until the dean's party and the graduates have left the auditorium.